Live from the National News Studio, Sri Lanka.
Hello there, good evening and a warm welcome to the National News broadcast. Bringing you your top stories for tonight, I am Lakshita Birisa.
And I am Natalia Veeravardhana. First, let's take a look at the headlines for tonight. Steps to call Udayagammanpila for investigations regarding the death of the Finance Ministry official. Maldivian president leaves the island. Vietnamese president to arrive in Sri Lanka tomorrow. Death penalty of assassins of the child Vidya reconfirmed. A Supreme Court order to declare Nakulagani area in Galgamur as a sanctuary and a wild elephant management reserve. Daycare centre and preschool pilot project for the children of government employees commenced. A new program to minimize financial obstacles regarding health facilities of Sri Lankan children. World Bank to assist the innovation, reformation and restriction process of income-generating government institutions. President Trump suspends Project Freedom operation. Will not succumb to the American pressure, says the Iranian president.
On to those and other stories in detail. We start off with the top story for tonight. The second reading debate of the Rescue, Rehabilitation and Insolvency Corporate and Personal Bill was held in Parliament today.
Several views expressed regarding this and several other topics in Parliament today. MP Mujibur Rahman of SJP opened the discussion by raising concerns regarding the death of Ranga Rajapaksa. He noted that programs had been conducted to highlight visible cuts and wounds on the deceased body, yet the police had initially dismissed the incident as a suicide. He further accused the Minister of Justice of misleading the council by claiming the family had not lodged a formal complaint. Minister of Justice Harshana Nanayakara countered the allegations, asserting that it was the MP who was distorting the facts. He stated clearly that the wife of the deceased had not made any complaint to the police regarding the matter. The minister challenged Mr. Rahman to specify exactly when and at which police station such a complaint was filed, reiterating that no such record exists. Honourable Dr. Najat Indika of NPP condemned the nature of the debate, questioning the ethics of playing politics with people's lives. He drew parallels between this situation and the previous allegations against Dr. Shafi, suggesting that repetitive falsehoods caused immense personal harm to families. He urged the House to wait for the official death investigation report expected in a week and requested that members refrain from dirty work that disgrace the Parliament. State Minister of Labour Honourable Dr. Anil Chantha Fernando acknowledged that while a problem regarding the diversion of funds to third parties did exist, the opposition's approach was flawed. He urged them to provide information to relevant investigative departments rather than sharing unverified claims with the public. He criticised the strategy of repeating one lie at a time, citing past controversies involving containers and coal as examples of this pattern. Opposition leader Sajith Premadasa addressed systemic breakdowns, calling for an immediate end to the cadreization of the public sector. He demanded a halt to the appointment of political henchmen and pledged his party's support for strengthening an honest and clean public service.
ශක්තිමත් කරන්නට ආරක්ෂා කරන්නට අපි ඉදිරිපත් වෙනවා කියන එක මම මේ අවස්ථාවේ කියන්න කැමතියි. හැබැයි ඕනම රාජ්‍ය සේවකයෙක්
Deputy Minister of Industries and Enterprises Chaturanga Besingha responded by highlighting the value the new government has placed on public servants. He argued that the current administration protects those who work legally and intelligently, unlike the previous era where public servants faced imprisonment for following improper political orders. Looking ahead, the Deputy Minister announced that a national framework for building small and medium enterprises would be revealed on the 13th. He noted that all scattered SME-related institutions would be integrated under the Ministry of Industry and confirmed that a new national policy for SMEs would be introduced by the end of the year to replace the outdated 2016 policy.
Meanwhile, police media spokesman, Assistant Superintendent of Police F.U. Wootler says that Udayagamman Pillar will also be called for investigations regarding the death of the Assistant Director of Foreign Resources Department of the Ministry of Finance, Ranga Nishantha. He made this comment joining a special media briefing held at the Department of Government Information yesterday. Police media spokesman, Assistant Superintendent of Police F.U. Wootler said that following a controversial incident involving a death, the Sri Lanka police had requested the court, particularly through a B report, to initiate its own investigations. He further explained that in accordance with court orders, the police were of the view that the matter should also be examined by judicial medical officers. He added that the Criminal Investigation Department was expected to provide the public with a comprehensive update on the progress of the investigation in due course. Regarding the issue involving lawyer Udayagamman Pillar, ASP Wootler said that if it was found that he had made false statements that could mislead the investigation, the police would first record a statement from him. He further noted that there were plans to summon him before the ongoing magistrate's inquiry at the Kuliapitiya courts and examine his evidence.
President of Vietnam and General Secretary of Vietnamese Communist Party To Lam will arrive in the island tomorrow. He will visit the country on an invitation by the President Andra Kumara Dissanayaka. The Vietnam President is scheduled to address the Parliament on the 8th of this month. Thereafter, several MOUs covering several sectors to enhance cooperation between the two countries will be signed. In addition, Vietnam leader also participates in top-level discussions related to Sri Lanka, Vietnam business investment and tourism sectors. The Vietnam President is accompanied with several senior ministers and top-level political leaders of Vietnam. Maldivian President Dr. Mohamed Moizu and his delegation left the island in the morning today from Katunayake International Airport after completing the 4-day state visit.
The Sri Lanka Maldives Business Forum was held in the afternoon yesterday in Colombo, led by President of Maldives. It was organized by the Ministry of Economic Development, Transport and Trade of the Maldives. The forum was attended by a large number of prominent businessmen of the two countries. Prime Minister Dr. Harini Amarasuriya stated that time has come to join investments to transform the historic relations between Sri Lanka and the Maldives in a modern economic partnership. The Prime Minister added that the government hopes to further expand the trade relationship between the two countries through food and fish products. She also said that addressing the forum, the Maldivian President stated excellent opportunities have now been created for Maldivian investors in the Colombo port city, a major financial center of South Asia.
Maldives is not just our neighbor, but one of Sri Lanka's closest friends and long-standing partners. We have consistently extended goodwill and support one another over the years. In this context, I wish to extend my heartfelt gratitude to the Maldivian government, business community and the people of the Maldives for standing with Sri Lanka in the aftermath of Cyclone Ditwa with your donations amounting up to $3 million. This reflects the solidarity and the depth of friendship that goes beyond simply a traditional cooperation. I would like to extend an invitation to Maldivian businesses to intensify your engagement with Sri Lanka in trade, business and investment, contributing towards productive, mutually beneficial and long-standing trusted friendship between Maldives and Sri Lanka.
Both Sri Lanka and Maldives have common interests in safeguarding our ocean, strengthening our infrastructure and building a region that can withstand the challenges of the coming decades. This is why I believe partnerships such as ours must go beyond traditional trade and investment. They must embrace resilience, environmental, economic and infrastructural. They must drive innovation in the way we design cities, ports, energy systems and tourism for a changing world. And they must be anchored in shared responsibility and shared leadership across our region. In this effort, I see Sri Lanka not just as a neighbor, but as an indispensable partner, a country whose expertise, talent and capacity can help shape a stronger and more sustainable future for the Maldives and for the wider Indian Ocean community. This forum is a place where these possibilities take form, where ideas take shape and find like-minded partnerships and where such partnerships lead to progress. Let us leave this forum with renewed commitment to build together, to innovate together, and to grow together. And let us reaffirm that through collaboration and shared purpose, we can create a future in which both our nations rise stronger, more resilient, and more prosperous.
Ministers Krishanta Gamage and Sunil Kumara Gamage were also present on this occasion. Meanwhile, a special function was held in Colombo regarding the commencement of the unique partnership between the Industrial Fisheries Company of the Maldives and Development Interplan Ceylon Private Company. The objective is to introduce Maldivian tuna fish to the local market. Maldivian President Dr. Mohamed Muizu and a number of other dignitaries joined the occasion. This has been the first visit of the President of the Maldives to this country. The two parties were able to reach several mutual important agreements on cooperation during this tour. Ministers Krishanta Gamage and Sunil Kumara Gamage were present at the Katunayake International Airport to bid farewell to the Maldivian President and First Lady along with delegation who had completed the 3-day official visit to Sri Lanka.
The Supreme Court today reaffirmed the death sentence imposed on 4 convicts who were proven guilty in the controversial case of abducting, raping and killing of schoolgirl Sivaloganadan Vidya in Jaffna. Sivaloganadan Vidya was killed in 2015. The 18-year-old schoolgirl was abducted on or around the 13th of May 2015 at the Punkuditiv area in Jaffna while she was returning home from school. Later on, she was found killed after being subject to gang rape. According to the investigations that followed, a group of accused, including Swiss Kumar, were prosecuted by the Attorney General before a 3-member panel of High Court judges in Jaffna. Out of the group, 7 suspects were imposed with capital punishment in 2017. The defendants challenged this verdict by appealing before the Supreme Court. After the appeal, the 5-member panel of Supreme Court judges headed by Chief Justice Preeti Padman Surasena acquitted 2 of them. 1 accused had died and the Supreme Court reaffirmed the death sentence on the other convicts. The Supreme Court today decided that the large-scale deforestation and illegal activities occurred at the Nakolagani area in Galgamo is a violation of the fundamental rights of the people. The Supreme Court also ordered the Director General of Wildlife Conservation Department to declare the area as a sanctuary or a managed elephant reserve. Centre for Environmental Justice had filed this case in 2022, stating that over 1,500 acres of forest in close proximity of the Nakolagani ancient temple in Galgamo was destroyed illegally. After a prolonged hearing, the verdict of the case was declared by the 3-member panel of Supreme Court judges Janak De Silva, Priyantha Fernando and Dr. Sobita Rajakaruna. Accordingly, the Supreme Court ordered to declare the area as a sanctuary or a managed elephant reserve. The Centre for Environmental Justice and several other environmental organizations played a significant role for many years to separate this forest as a reserve for wild elephants. This area adjacent to the Palukadavala tank was a resting place for large herds of wild elephants roaming in this area. Due to this environmental degradation, wild elephants suffered immensely. As a result, many popular wild elephant tuskers, including Chandi Bhatia, lost their lives in vain. The deprivation of this significant forest area led to heightened human-elephant conflict in the Galgamo region. This historic verdict of the Supreme Court will help to restore the familiar native area for the herds of elephants roaming in the forests around Galgamo.
The Child Daycare Centre and Preschool Pilot Project was launched today to support basic government employees in ensuring the early childhood development and well-being of their children. This is based on the vision of a safe world, a creative future generation included in the Thriving Nation, a Beautiful Life policy framework. This daycare centre, which started with a preschool called Little Roots, has been established in the premises of the Govijana Mandira premises. It is open to Parliamentary staff and the staff of the Ministry of Agriculture in the first phase. This daycare centre is scheduled to be expanded in the future for the convenience of government employees on duty in the Sri Jayawardhanapura and Battaramulla districts, where a large number of ministries and various government institutions are located. This daycare centre has been established using goods and equipment received by the Women Parliamentarians Association as a gift from the All China Women's Conference. Minister Saroja Savitri Polraj and Minister K.D. Lalkanda and a group of others participated in this event.
A new program was launched today jointly by the President's Fund and the Jana Shakti Foundation to minimize monetary obstacles existing regarding health facilities of children of the country. The theme was Building a Healthier Today for a Winning Tomorrow. The main objective is to expand health facilities provided to children under the age of 18 years. A part of the entire amount for treatment of a particular patient is generally paid under the President's Fund. Under the new collaboration, the Jan Shakti Foundation is due to pay an equal amount or the lesser amount of the remaining amount spent for treatment. Applicants aspiring financial assistance under this program while applying for the President's Fund should forward the duly completed application permitting to provide personal information safely to the Jan Shakti Foundation. The President's Fund will complete in the future the identification of the children who need financial assistance and confirmation of their details and approval of money in the future as well. The concerned money will be paid to the guardians of the children after treatment, while advance payment will be made for those treatments done abroad or conducted on an emergency basis. Applicants qualified to obtain extra money from the Jan Shakti Foundation for medical aid applications forwarded to the President's Fund from the 15th of this month. Secretary to the President's Fund and Senior Additional Secretary Roshan Gamage, Managing Director of Jan Shakti Foundation and Group Chief Executive Officer Ramesh Shafter and a number of other officials were present on the occasion.
Minister Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa says that it is the duty of the media to socialist accurate facts in accountable manner. Joining the media briefing held yesterday to inform cabinet decisions, the minister said the facts circulated on social media regarding the dual citizenship of Secretary to the Ministry of Finance Harshana Surya Peruma is totally false. Nalinda Jayatissa stated that if the individual in question had been a dual citizen while serving as a Member of Parliament, Deputy Minister or Secretary to the Ministry of Finance, legal action could have been taken against him. He asserted taking full responsibility that the individual was not a dual citizen at any point during his tenure in those positions. We are going to take a short break and we'll bring you more local news right after this.
Unlock the full potential of your dollars with a Ceylon personal foreign currency account and enjoy exclusive benefits. Earn high interest rates for your dollars. Open a Ceylon personal foreign currency account today.
Live from the National News Studio, Sri Lanka.
Welcome back, and we are back with more news. The World Bank support will be provided for the modernization and reform program of revenue generation state institutions, says the World Bank's country manager, Mr. Jevog Sagesan.
He stated this during a discussion held today with the Secretary to the President, Dr. Nandika Sanath Kumar Nayaka. Attention was focused here on the programs for the reform and modernization of government revenue-earning institutions and their progress. Discussions were also held regarding obtaining the World Bank's support for this purpose. The importance of World Bank representatives engaging in the program linked with the internal affairs units established to safeguard the integrity of officials in state institutions was also emphasized. A group of senior economists joined the discussion together with the World Bank's country manager.
The Ministry of Education says that an illegal process is being occurred to mislead students and parents regarding the program to provide foreign scholarships to the students who receive distinct results in the GCE Advanced Level Examination. Issuing an announcement, the Ministry of Education and Higher Education stresses that any person or institution who attempt to mislead the public will be strictly dealt with law. The Ministry of Education offers scholarships to 200 students who receive distinct results in the GCE Advanced Level Examination to follow first degree in foreign universities and according to international ratings. It has been implemented under the government policy manifesto titled A Rich Country, A Beautiful Life. Based on the results of the last A-level exam, applications have been called for the relevant scholarship program. However, the Ministry of Education has noticed that some private agents and institutions have illegally mediated to this program. The Ministry's announcement stresses that no private agent, institution or advisory service has partnership with the matter. The scholarship program is totally active under the Ministry of Education only. The Ministry requests the students and the parents therefore to follow only official announcements issued by the Ministry.
Sri Lanka Insurance Corporation says that false information has been broadcast via social media and during a media briefing regarding investments by the institution pertaining to the auction of treasury bonds. In a communique, the institution points out that they strongly reject those statements. Sri Lanka Insurance Corporation says that a public notice was issued regarding the Treasury bonds auction on the 9th of April by the State Debt Management Institution of the Ministry of Finance, Planning and Economic Development. Sri Lanka Insurance and Sri Lanka Insurance Life have obtained proper approval for the participation in the auction from the investment committees before the conducting of the auction. The institution emphasized that it strongly rejects the allegations regarding the conducting of these investments without official approval by the institution. Sri Lanka Insurance points out that not a sum of 10 billion rupees but a sum of 6 billion rupees has been invested in total, as has been reported through social media and during the media briefing. They added that a sum of 2 billion rupees has been invested in the Treasury bond, which is due to mature on the 1st of July 2030, and another 3 billion and 1 billion rupees in two other Treasury bonds were also invested. They also emphasized that biddings with high interest than market interest were presented by Sri Lanka Insurance and Sri Lanka Insurance Life, and trade interest of the secondary market have been analyzed in detail while deciding interest rates of treasury bonds for the auction. Accordingly, the company also asserts that all allegations regarding illegal action taken or any pre-planned irregularity has been committed during the treasury bonds auction are completely false.
The Minister of Buddha Shasana, Religious and Cultural Affairs, Dr. Hiniduma Sunil Senavi, has announced that the current government has officially resumed several archaeological restoration projects that had previously been stalled. The minister shared this update during his official visit to the United States while visiting the Maryland International Buddhist Temple. During the visit, he met with the Most Venerable Katugastota Uparatana Nayaka Thero, the Chief Judicial Sanganayaka of North America, to receive blessings and discuss the preservation of Sri Lanka's cultural legacy. The announcement came in response to concerns raised by Venerable Katugastota Uparatana Thero regarding the protection of the country's historical sites. The prelate pointed out that archaeological locations are currently facing serious threats from various human activities and emphasized that safeguarding national heritage is an indispensable responsibility of any government in power. Minister Senavi confirmed that the Department of Archaeology and the Central Cultural Fund have jointly restarted restoration work at several key locations, including Ritigala, Digavapia and Nelugala. He further explained that many archaeological sites across the island suffered damage during the recent cyclone Detwa. The government has already identified the sites requiring immediate attention and is prioritizing severe, swift restoration. The Swami Vivekananda Cultural Centre, cultural arm of the High Commission of India, Colombo, commemorated the 77th Foundation Day of the Indian Council for Cultural Relations in Colombo yesterday at Hotel Taj Samudra. The event was graced by Deputy Minister of Religious and Cultural Affairs Munir Mulafar and General Secretary of the Janata Vimukti Peramuna Telvin Silva as chief guests. The Foundation Day of ICCR holds immense significance as it commemorates the establishment of an institution at the forefront of India's cultural diplomacy, fostering understanding, goodwill and cooperation between India and the world. It symbolizes the values of diversity, inclusivity and mutual respect, which lie at the heart of ICCR's endeavors, making it a guiding light of cultural exchange and harmony. The event unfolded with a vibrant display of Indian and Sri Lankan classical dances and melodious musical performances, depicting the cultural bonds and deep linkages between the two countries. While inaugurating the event, the High Commissioner of India, Santosh Jha, congratulated the ICCR family of Sri Lanka. In his speech, he emphasized the important role played by ICCR in the cultural diplomacy of India by fostering cultural exchange and people-to-people connect. He also emphasized on the strength of the shared heritage between India and Sri Lanka and how it brings the two countries together. While delivering the address of the chief guest, Deputy Minister Munir Mulafre appreciated ICCR for bridging borders through cultural diplomacy, providing that shared heritage in language, cinema and history creates a bond far stronger. By creating a global network of ICCR alumni, including the Prime Minister of Sri Lanka, and acting as a first responder in crisis, Deputy Minister appreciated ICCR for using culture to bridge differences and build a secure, unified and peaceful world.
Deputy Minister Arun Hemachandra has met with Patricia Lazaro Pego, the ambassador of Cuba to Sri Lanka, to discuss strengthening bilateral ties. The meeting took place today in a cordial atmosphere, with both sides focusing on enhancing the long-standing friendship and cooperation between the two countries. During the discussion, the Deputy Minister reaffirmed Sri Lanka's commitment to continued engagement and further development of relations with Cuba. Meanwhile, the Colombo Stock Exchange ended today's trading positively. The all-share price index closed at 22,739.77 after rising by 155.47 points, which represents a 0.69% change. The S&P SL20 index closed at 6,245.13, up by 31.89 points and 0.51%. Total market capitalization at the close of trading stood at 8.247 trillion rupees. Market turnover for the day amounted to 4.131 billion rupees. The total of 377 million shares were traded during the session.
And here's an update on the weather. Showers or thunder showers are expected in most parts of the island after 1 p.m. tomorrow. Morning showers are also likely in the western and southern provinces. Heavy rainfall exceeding 100 millimeters is expected at some locations in the Sabaragamuwa, central, Uva, southern and north central provinces, while fairly heavy falls above 50 millimeters may occur in other areas. Misty conditions are forecast in parts of the central, Sabaragamuwa and Uva provinces during the early morning hours. The public is advised to take necessary precautions to minimize damage from localized strong winds and lightning during thunder showers.
President Donald Trump has decided to temporarily halt the military operation named Project Freedom, which was launched by the United States to open the Strait of Hormuz.
He states that this step was taken to allow space for diplomatic discussions with Iran.
However, the US president also states that the blockade of Iranian ports continued to be strictly enforced. Meanwhile, Congressman Raja Krishnamurthy says Trump's claim that the war with Iran has ended is false. Against the background of US soldiers still engaging in clashes with Iranian forces, Krishnamurthy stated that the current ceasefire is unstable. Meanwhile, Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian says that his country will not accept defeat under any pressure. He emphasized that Iran is not prepared to retreat in the face of US pressure and that its people cannot be subdued by force. The Iranian president has called for steps to remove US military threats in the Middle East region. Meanwhile, it is reported that the Iranian Revolutionary Guard is working to implement a new security plan to prevent support being supplied to US military bases through the Strait of Hormuz.
On sports news, Sri Lanka cricket will be converted to a winning status again, says Sports Minister Sunil Kumar Gamage.
He made this observation making a statement in the Parliament today. Minister Sunil Kumar Gamage said that Sri Lanka had fallen significantly behind in international cricket over the past 10 to 12 years, adding that many people had been asking for solutions and urging authorities not to let the sport deteriorate further. He noted that several previous governments had failed to find a solution and pointed out that those now making strong statements, including ministers and presidents from past administrations, had also been unable to address the issue. The minister stated that they had taken responsibility to revive the sport, which had seen a decline, and mentioned that the president of Sri Lanka Cricket and the committee in power had recently resigned after acknowledging their inability to develop cricket in the country. As the minister, he said he was compelled to appoint a new committee for this purpose. He announced that the committee would be led by Eran Wickramaratne, describing him as a capable administrator and a respected politician as well as a skilled cricketer. He added that internationally renowned cricketers such as Siddharth Vettimuni, Kumar Sangakkara and Roshan Mahanama would also be part of the committee. Minister Gamage further said that the opposition appeared alarmed by the announcement and was attempting to shift the focus of discussion. He observed that while they had previously spoken about the decline of Sri Lanka cricket and the need for rebuilding, they were now raising entirely different issues. He expressed confidence that the committee would work towards the advancement of cricket in Sri Lanka and reaffirmed the government's commitment to restoring the sport to a winning level. And that's it on tonight's news bulletin. Do join us tomorrow for more of the very latest. Until